This is an introduction of Watson Analytics and how Watson Analytics paired with Compass represents a new era of computing in education. Providing advanced analytics guides data exploration, automates predictive analytics, and enables effortless dashboard and infographic creation. This is a demonstration using what previously was a very complex data set, cohort graduation, to help understand the drivers linked to increased graduation. I'm going to start the data exploration by using a file that came directly from the Compass Data Warehouse, the grad cohort analysis data sets. And I'm just going to click on the data set, and immediately Watson Analytics comes back with some discoverables based on the data. Now I have a particular question that I want to ask. How many students graduated? So what Watson Analytics will do is it will take my Compass data file, and based on the question that I've asked, so it uses natural language, it will query the data file and come back with the most relevant responses and discoverables based on the question that I have asked. So most relevant, as well as somewhat relevant, and you can also select Show Next, and it will also provide many more responses. I'm interested in what is the breakdown of graduated. So this immediately returns the data set that shows me in blue the number of students that did not graduate and the number of students that did graduate. And what I'd like to do is I want to add the outcomes bar. So I can just select the plus and I can scroll down. It automatically puts all of my column headers into alphabetical order, and I'm going to select my outcomes. And now if I hover over top, I can see the students that have are continuers, those students that transferred out. But I want to have a better visualization of this, so I'm going to select a bar chart. And now I can clearly see the students that graduated, the students that have transferred out, the early leavers, and those students that are still continuing on with their education and maybe year 5, year 6 graduates. Now I'm interested in adding the gender. So I wanted to see how the boys are doing compared to the girls. So immediately I can see the results, the number of students that graduated that are male, number of students that graduated that are female. I'm also interested in the breakdown based on cohort graduation year. So year over year of each of these cohorts, I want to be able to see the results based on each of the cohorts. So these are the students that are currently in grade 9 and grade 10. And this is a breakdown by the gender. Now I'm going to select the cohort year. There's a few years that I want to exclude. These students are still in grade 9 and grade 10 and 11, so I'm going to just remove those school years. I'm also going to format this chart. I'm going to select variations, and I'm going to turn it into a stack chart. So this becomes much easier to read. I can see year over year how the boys compared to the girls graduated, who left, and who's continuing on. Now I'm interested in looking at, instead of gender, I'm also looking for First Nation students that graduated. So I can quickly just change the filter and I can view the First Nation flag, and I can see year over year for each of these cohorts how the First Nation students achieved. I can also change this to other attributes, including, we'll look at exceptionality. And I can easily then just select one of the exceptionalities to view how the students with an exceptionality who graduated and who's a continuer, and so on and so forth. I also might be interested in viewing the results based on school. So I'm going to change the exceptionality to school name. So you can see how quickly I can just change the results. So now I have each of the schools, and I can select each school and see who has the majority number of graduates, majority number of continuers. So the other area that's interesting is this light bulb. So based on the information in the file, I'm also prompted with this infographic that guides me with further discoveries that I might be interested in. So I'm quite interested in the top number of years with the same school board before grade 9. So if I select this option, it opens in a new window. So I still have the analysis from the previous window, and I have a new tab that is showing me what are the values of number of years with the same school board before grade 9 for each of the cohort. So for this result, it's showing me the number, but I'm actually looking for an average. So I'm going to change the data file to look at average. To do that, I'm just going to select the number of years with the same school board, and I'm just going to select these 3 dots, change the property, and turn the aggregation instead of sum to an average. This now allows me to see the average number of years over each cohort. So I can see the cohort for 2011. It was approximately 6.2 years that the students were in the school board before grade 9, compared to 5.54 years, and the latest graduation cohort of 5.58 years. There's also some interesting discoverables that I want to select here as well, and I'm interested in this top number of years with the same school board before grade 9 by age in grade 10. So I can select this discoverable, and now what I can see here is the student's age in grade 10 and the number of years with the same school board. So I can see the students that are 15 years old are with the school board the most number of years. Now I'm interested in a new question. So I just selected the plus, and I'm going to ask another question, and I want to know what drives graduated. So I'm interested in what drives graduated, and I'm just going to select this, and this is going to show me within this spiral graph the closest to the graduated center point is the most relevant in terms of strength predicting graduation. So as you can see here, naturally outcomes is the highest predictor. The number of years to graduate is second. But we have some interesting items here as well. Grade 9 math report card mark and total earned credits at 98%. So I'm just going to select the plus sign in order to display this information. So this opened in a new window. So I still have my drivers here. And I also have a display of the graduated, and what it's done is it's binned the results for my grade 9 math report card as well as my total earned credits. And so it shows me the results of the students that have graduated based on their report card marks as well as their credit accumulation. So I find this analysis very interesting, and what I want to do now is I want to share it with my colleagues in order to have further conversations. So at this point, I have 5 graphs, and all I have to do is click on Share and select email. I can download or I can select email. And once I select email, it's as easy as entering my email address for anybody that I want to share this with. And I can select Send. And that's it for this demo.